I'm Jeremy Greer.
And I'm Gary Butterfield.
And this is Days of Future Cast, Avengers versus X-Men edition, Gary versus Jeremy. Gary, how many views do you have on TikTok right now? If you had to...
It's a secret.
It's a secret views? Do you have a secret TikTok account?
I don't really, I would say that you are responsible for something like 60% of the TikToks I've seen.
Okay.
I have not become TikTok pilled. I've barely touched a TikTok. So I have no TikTok account.
I would recommend not doing that because you could potentially go viral and get a bunch of MCU nerds mad at you on TikTok like I did over the last couple of weeks. Because
what's your account?
637,000 views the last time I looked.
And you didn't make it a commercial for the podcast.
I didn't. You can even, I found
fuck.
out you can add a link to TikTok videos and like people can click on it, I guess. And I was like, man, I should have done that. I should have just directed it right to the podcast. But believe me, I don't think we need these kind of nerds on our podcast. It's I'd love to get corrected about this shit.
You idiots thought that the thing could actually beat Namor well in Fantastic Four numbers. You know, I don't want to actually talk to comic book fans like that.
Yeah.
I want to talk to you and my buddy Derek.
Someone
there's like 2 comic book fans I want to talk to.
Just this morning, somebody told me, because it was just a question. It was just a dumb, like, hey, what is this in the background of Endgame? And I just thought that was, kind of funny. And, someone was like, it's your theory being shipped to the Stop Overthinking Waste Facility. And I'm like, excuse me? What is that? Why are you talking to me? I don't know. That's a dumb comment, dog. So, yeah.
God, how's the weather over on the Stop Overthinking Shit Waste Facility?
Just please stop watching it. That's the TikTok. Stop showing it to people. I don't know why you decided to do this.
Can you mute notifications?
I'm sure, yeah. And it doesn't, like, they group them, so, like, it's not like it's not like it's bothersome or anything. It's not like Twitter where they would, like, show, like, a whole, like, drop-down menu or it distracts you or anything like that. I just opened it up, like, and I was like, oh, there's 72 new notifications on TikTok. Let me not look at any of this and just go about my day, so.
Yeah. The couple times I've had, like, a Twitter response do really well or something, I'm Annie Oakley, I'm muting it.
Yeah.
I do not want to know just like a random name likes it. Like, who gives a shit? Everybody who I don't know is just a stranger. I do not care.
Absolutely.
Like, I care about them. I want them to do well, but I don't care if they click on my dumb joke.
We're way off the topic, but I was thinking about this in terms of Twitter the other day about how I'm really reticent to follow anybody new on Twitter. So like people will follow me and I just don't follow them back. But like there was a time when like I actively used Twitter to like communicate with friends and it worked. Like I found. I mean, me and you didn't really meet on Twitter or anything, but I feel like, we became friends on Twitter and then ultimately Slack. And then, but like folks like Brian Wade or Patty Stardust or Chris, my other co-host,
I was going to say Patty.
Like Allison, like all of those people are, friends. And I just wouldn't I just don't use it the same way today. Like I'm happy with my friend group and I'm like, I don't need anybody new in my life. I'm good. I don't need anybody new on my Twitter feed at all. So I don't know. It's just weird thinking that like at a certain point I was like, oh yeah, Twitter, I'm going to communicate with people and have a good time. And now I'm like, I'm going to make really dumb jokes and complain about COVID numbers in Louisiana. And that's it.
Yeah. The idea of being full up on friends is an underrated idea. Like I'm dating again. So it pops up. Weirdly enough, because if something's not going to work out for like romance, like the traditional consolation prize thing is to be like, oh, we can still be friends. And I'm meeting, people who are cool, who I could be friends with, but I just don't have space in my life for more friends.
Yeah.
It's a weird thing that like people don't like being honest about. I think that we're kind of taught that like you should just always like there's always room for more friends. Not the case. I don't get to talk to the same, the people who I actually like now enough.
Yeah, absolutely. I 100% agree. Yeah, like and like COVID has been really weird because it's not like we're hanging out with any friends or anything, but at the same time, I don't wanna like I don't want to hang out with anybody new. Like I barely want to hang out with anybody now. So I can't imagine what it was like to. So it's very funny to me that I don't know. I just no new friends. I'm like
Yep.
Who was I think that was did you ever hear that about, I think it was a basketball star, a rapper who a guy was trying to get into to see, I think it must have been like someone like Drake or anything, and it was like a basketball star that was relatively famous, and the guy's like, no man, me and Drake are tight, and the bartender or the bouncer was like, no new friends, only old friends getting the VIP. It's like, oh shit, okay.
It's incredible. Speaking of old friends, we got a real mixed grill of Avengers going on with the Secret Avengers, the first Secret Avengers comic I've ever read. It's a real miscellaneous crew.
It's miscellaneous, and I really enjoyed this. I mean, it's Rick Remender, so I
can. Rick Remender's great.
And,
this is cool,
and the art is really, really good. I like this artist a lot.
The art's incredible.
Yeah,
I love the art, like the coloring in this opening page.
Super
just
good,
so fucking good.
Yeah.
I had no idea who this was. This is Renato Guedes or Guedes, Guedes. So I don't know very much about that artist, but I will look at further stuff in the future because it's super good.
Yes, absolutely.
This is the team that's being sent to slow down the Phoenix Force on its way to Earth. So it's basically all the Avengers who are space capable are being sent out. So our crew here, we got Thor as the leader. We got Miss Marvel, Beast, Protector, who I kind of pick up from context as an alternate universe version of Marvel Boy, I think.
Yeah.
War Machine, Valkyrie, Vision, and Captain Britain.
Yep.
In this crew.
War Machine seems like the weird odd one out to me, and until I realized that like the only reason he's there is so that they can use his armor as a battery. Like that's it. Like, they might as well call him Double A Machine for all that he does in this comic book.
This is basically it. It is very good, and just because they need to have an Iron Man up there, and they need Iron Man to go fight Magneto and Gambit. It starts off with this flashback to like the Phoenix. Jean Grey as the Phoenix, just fucking roasting the X-Men.
Yeah.
It's Beast having a nightmare here, but the art is so cool and so grisly. Like Phoenix just like peeling their faces off, at the cheeks.
Yes.
Here.
Not a Comedy Central roast for you guys at home that might not be looking at the page. Just an actual roast, like a barbecue.
Yeah. It's really weird that the Phoenix finally decided to take over Bob Ross. Or not Bob Ross. What's that guy's name? God damn it. Bob Ross is the painter.
Yeah. I don't know who you're trying to go for. I wish I could. You're out on a limb, Gary. I can't find you. Where are you at?
Jeffrey Ross.
Is
the big roast.
Okay. Yeah, there you go.
Is the Comedy Central roast guy. Not easy in the eyes, that man. But yeah, this is a dream. And him just being like, this is all wrong. This is not what happened. Jean took herself out. She stopped the Phoenix.
Yep.
But he's kind of seeing a vision as to what might happen if that didn't happen.
He wakes up on the spaceship. He's in the same room as Captain Britain, who is putting the finishing touches on their Phoenix device. And their Phoenix cage. They have come up with some sort of science doodad to cage the Phoenix, which definitely seems like it would work. And also, Cage the Phoenix sounds like a really good cover band for Cage the Elephant, and like a much better band overall.
I love the idea here that they're kind of they're fighting their phoenixes against each other, because like Beast is like, oh, you hung out with Rachel a lot, Rachel Grey, and she maintained the Phoenix. Did she ever lose control? He's like, no, Rachel grew up in hell. She's stronger than her mother. And Beast is like, no way.
Yeah, fuck off. Number one.
Jean was incredibly strong.
Number one, how dare you?
Yeah. Number two, you do not know.
Yeah.
You don't know Jean. They're basically saying they have one shot at this, and they say that the cage, even if it doesn't stop the Phoenix, it's going to send a stream of crucial unknowns back to Tony Stark. It's going to gather information that they need.
This is when Thor and Valkyrie pile into this room. They're both sloshing around a bunch of alcohol. They're here to party. And Valkyrie is like, Thor is like, you were right. They're both in here just worrying. And Valkyrie's like, yeah, I've worked with Beast a lot. That dude just loves to fret. Like that dude is just a fretter. Thor tries to get Beast and Captain Britain to like party with him and like, hey, here's some liquid courage, and this could be basically a suicide mission. Let's drink up and party. Captain Britain is pretty susceptible to sorry.
Yeah.
The idea that
he says I'm a huge asshole when I'm drunk.
Yeah, but he also caves. Like he's really susceptible to peer pressure, which makes me just very like I wouldn't turn a beer down from Thor. Like let me get to the straight, right? But also there's a time and a place.
On the eve of this, I would.
Yeah.
One thing you get old, like the thing I always notice in media now that I'm old is characters not sleeping, characters not drinking water, characters kissing first thing in the morning, where I'm like, none of those things are real. Like as an adult, it's like I couldn't fight the Phoenix without sleep. I'm way worse without sleep. I would be way worse if I was hungover fighting the Phoenix, and my breath is a sewer in the morning. Like I'm not going to just wake up and kiss somebody, spend all night like getting bad breath. You're being quiet like you do that all the time. Am I missing something?
No, dude. I just I like to make out in the mornings. I don't know. I wasn't going to call you on it or anything, but like if that's your thing, like I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I like it, but you brush your teeth first. Yeah. You do it pre-brushing your teeth?
Yeah. I mean, sure. Yeah.
I mean, I could be the weirdo. Like I'm not. You have full permission to call me out on this.
I've been married for 17 years, right? Like, I mean, it's a whole different world out there when you've been married to 17 years. You're like, sure, whatever, I don't care.
There's nothing in there you don't know.
Yeah. Like, if she's got it, I got it. Like, I'm not too worried about it.
Yeah.
And like somebody's morning breath at some point, you're just, I don't even think that me or Autumn like have morning breath is how like morning breath even factors into my life anymore. So,
maybe the problem is me. Like, it's possible that I just, totally possible. Just
I don't want to say you have bad breath on the podcast, Gary. I'll wait till a text message later to let you know.
I've been very self-conscious about my breath because of mask stuff, where you're just kind of trapped in there with your breath all day, and you're like, God, Jesus, I had coffee earlier and I can still smell it, and so. But yeah. Anywho, he caves. This whole comic is negging Captain Britain in a way that I didn't really, but he's like a real piece of shit in this. And I did not know enough about Captain Britain to really know this side of him.
No, me either.
But apparently he's kind of a piece of shit.
They get him to start drinking up, and then they leave Beast by himself. When we switch over to the Kree world, I guess this is the Kree world where they are. This one Kree is handing another Kree a sliver of the Macran crystal. It's just a sliver, but it basically serves as a doorway to open into the White Hot Room, which is the home of the Phoenix. They're going to use it to do something crazy. They're going to try to resurrect Marvel.
The old Captain Marvel. The idea is they're going to use the energy of the Phoenix for this. We get another the Phoenix just destroying a planet of goopy aliens, which is going to happen a lot during this crossover.
These are really nice aliens, though, Gary. They were really, really nice.
At some point, I'm going to stop caring about these just randos.
It's already happened for me, dog.
It is a real strength exercise in empathy when it comes to the Phoenix. Vision showing the rest of the Avengers this, and they're like, "Oh my god." Goopy aliens.
Yeah.
I feel like better than I am.
I feel like they're like, oh my God, how did you get this footage? Like, what service is this? Is this the interdimensional cable thing from Rick and Morty? Or like, how are you seeing all of this footage? But it doesn't matter. It's just all horrifying. And it's time to get prepared because they're about to make contact with the Phoenix Force in 15 minutes.
They do their pep talk. The thing I want to talk about this artist who kind of looks like Farrell Dalrymple a little bit, the indie artist, in the amount of lines. But I love how realistically muscled people are. Like look at Thor in this. Like he looks like a strong dude, but he just looks like a strong dude.
Yeah, exactly.
He doesn't look like just like an out of this world. And to me, I really like that. I love a realistically proportioned superhero. The women are not like sexualized. Like they're still wearing, Miss Marvel is still wearing like the outfit that shows her thigh and side butt, but there's no like her posture is very relaxed. Her proportions are not sexualized at all.
Yeah, and Valkyrie looks
this artist is great.
Looks like a skinny athletic woman, but not like out of proportion, which is always really really good.
A lot of it's the posing. Like everyone just looks like people just hanging around.
Yeah,
as opposed to just standing around in superhero poses. Really phenomenal stuff. I've never heard of this guy before, and I don't know what the popular consensus is. I'll be curious on the Slack once we drop this episode, because usually people will comment on these episodes as they come out, whether this is a popular opinion or other people are like, oh, I fucking hate that guy. But this is my shit.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
Very much. I love a superhero drawn like a regular person.
It's like a weird crossover between Quietly and shit. Who was the guy on Ecstatics that we like so much? Just with the art.
Oh, Mike Allred.
Yeah. It gives me both of those vibes from both of those, which I like a whole lot. So.
Thor is basically doing a pep talk saying like, hey, we've always been fighting big things that are nefarious, so that people can live.
Yep.
We're strong. And that's our place, is to be strong in a place where the weak are in danger. That's what we're doing here. We're protecting our families and our homes. We have to stop this. And they all they do the right thing, do the right stuff, put on their spacesuits and get ready to pop out and fight the Phoenix.
This little speech is extremely well written. Like the line, "I know of only one thing for certain: the Avengers will assemble, and we will try." Is just really strong. Like, I don't know what the fuck is going on. Like, that's a cosmic entity. I'm Thor. That guy's blue.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck is happening right now. But we're gonna do it. Like, we're gonna try to save people, and I think that's like that's just a really good like superhero speech.
Battery Machine shows up. They're saying like, hey, War Machine has to get close enough for this. And he's like, you're willing to bet my ass that my armor can withstand it? And he goes, I do bet your ass. As long as Thor can hold its focus. And Thor goes right into the maw of this like gigantic Phoenix. This is really cool art. This gigantic Phoenix force, this big evil firebird. Thor pops in and starts trying to shoot lightning at it. They're doing their best to kind of fight it. Unfortunately, this does not work. The Phoenix is way more powerful.
Yes.
There's a great like Thor is like, the beast is riled. I cannot. Like, I love riling up the Phoenix.
Yeah, you riled up a cosmic entity, dog. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
And the whole idea was never for
Riled.
Thor to like beat the Phoenix. They were to try to distract it so that the AA machine can get close to it, and that doesn't work. When it starts, when Thor stops being able to hold its attention, it starts frying. Basically frying War Machine. Like, it starts to heat up and starts to damage and like hurting Rhodey, right? Like, this dude is not in a good situation.
Cooking him from the inside. Yeah. Making Don Chitlins out of Don Cheadle.
Did we talk about did I mention that Don Cheadle is the only person nominated for like a Emmy on that Falcon and the Winter Soldier show for the 2.5? He's the only person that got
for that
show specifically. Like, he's and even Don Cheadle, I saw an interview with him going like, I don't know how this is possible. Like, he was in it for 2.5 minutes. He gives like a little kind of a bullshit speech and then leaves it for the rest of the 6 episodes. It's crazy.
That's really weird. I had no idea.
I just feel really bad for Anthony Mackie, right? Like, I mean, you got cheated.
Yeah, y'all got cheated, dude. You got Chester cheated. And Anthony Mackie's good in that show. Like, that show isn't perfect by any means, but it's a fine performance.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely,
super good.
And WandaVision got like 47,000 awards or nominations. So
the poor Anthony Mackie. The Beast is like, okay, we have to retreat and regroup. Like, we're going to repair the armor. We're going to try it again. But here comes Captain Britain saying, I'm going to grab the battery and power it with my super magic.
Yeah.
And everyone is just being like, you idiot. Like, the cage isn't calibrated for magic-based energy. This is science. It's not just put whatever you want in it. It's not, this isn't comic book logic, you idiot. Like, we need to fall back. And he won't do it. He's like, we're not going to get a second chance. And goes through and tries to use the Phoenix cage with the magic backpack.
Yep.
With his magic powers. Not surprisingly, this does not work.
No, not at all. They have to haul everybody back as this thing explodes. Meanwhile, back on the Kree world, they have opened this doorway, and when they do this, it pulls the attention of the Phoenix Force over to them. So like, our Secret Avengers team aren't just like standing there thinking like we're about to die, and then it just flies the fuck away. So whew.
Yeah.
Oof.
And they would have died if not for this.
Mm-hmm.
It is just Captain Britain almost killed all the Secret Avengers. The Phoenix Force shows up, and these monks start doing their prayer. The Kree called you to rebirth our hero. Old Captain Marvel starts floating up, and the Phoenix Force just shoots through the space station, melting all the scientists. We go over to the Kree Grand Intelligence or whatever, who see this. They gather everyone there to be like, hey, we've reborn our champion. Like, the Phoenix is coming. The Phoenix is coming to Halai, where we're at. And so are the Secret Avengers. They're heading there as well, because that's where the Phoenix is, and they have to make up for Captain Britain's shitty move.
Yes. this is all super fascinating. I didn't really see any of this coming. I kind of knew a little bit about this Marvel thing, but I'm really excited to see where this is going to go. The Secret Avengers, they parked their ship. They've got like a Marvel, but he's from a different dimension. So he's like, I don't really know anything about this place, but I can tell you where to hide. And they start to regroup. So Captain Britain is fine. Thor is going to recover, even though he looks like the mummy sitting there, which is really funny to me.
Yeah.
And when Beast asks Vision about James, like the Vision can't even respond. He just kind of looks at him and is like, not great.
Yeah, we don't know what's going on there. And Beast loses it on Captain Britain. You know, how are you? Are you sustaining any injuries? You fucking idiot. You know, he starts going back like, you weren't there. You would have made the same call. And he's like, no, I wouldn't have, because that was stupid. You know, if you're ever wondering why, like, you've never been part of the bigger picture, despite the fact that you're really powerful and we could have really used you, we never call you for help. It's because of what you are, like what you're right now. Like, you think you know better than everyone else. Your judgment is too shitty for you to be a big league superhero. Like, just brutal stuff.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yeah. I have not seen somebody taken down a peg like this in a long time, and I'm kind of here for it being Beast that does it. Like, this is very funny to me.
You know, well, they have history. Like, he was in Excalibur, that's X-Men adjacent. You know, I'm sure Beast has talked to him a whole lot.
Oh yeah,
it was cool. Like, I think Remender is really good at picking up characters that I always think are kind of neutral, like don't have a lot going on, and then, you know, finding what's interesting about them. Like during his X-Force run, like, he makes me really love Archangel.
Yeah.
Like, Archangel and Psylocke are the coolest part of that run. And it's super weird because, like, I like the design of those characters, but I never really liked their personalities that much. Like, I like stories with them. I love the original Archangel saga and stuff, but he finds the interesting shit in those guys. Super cool. We cut over to Miss Marvel hanging out with Protector here, basically talking the shit, like, saying like, we have to stop this by any means necessary. You know what the Phoenix can do. What is going to happen if we fail.
Yes.
We have to stop the Phoenix by any means. And then a voice from off screen says, I'm really happy to hear you say that, Carol. And it's old Captain Marvel. And he's like, if we succeed, I'm gonna need your help. If we're to succeed, we have to kill the Avengers.
Yeah, the twist here is that Protector and Captain Marvel are like, oh yeah, we need to make sure that nothing stops the Phoenix Force, which is something.
Sorry,
which is, like I said, a huge twist, because you're like, wait, I thought these guys, but no, they're trying to allow the Phoenix Force to do whatever it needs to do. And then we get resurrected Marvel saying like, we got to kill the Avengers, and that's our hanging point, our hanging point, cliffhanger. Jesus Christ, Jeremy, get it together.
Cliffhanger.
Learn words.
Point. Yeah. And so we have this kind of like miniature Marvel squad within the Secret Avengers. Captain Marvel, Miss Marvel, and Protector, who have a different attitude about this shit. Pretty cool. I am very excited to see where this goes. I think this is a really good idea for like a side story to a crossover.
Yeah.
Like, this stuff is all going to be very important, obviously, but it's its own little conflict dealing with its own themes, far away from the main ones, or we're not going to see the same events from different perspectives over and over. Like, I am excited to read more of this comic.
Is this the first time that we've done an issue of this that we haven't seen that beach in front of Utopia?
I think so. I think I love that beach. Got to show me the beach. So thanks everybody for listening. We appreciate you.
Yeah.
You're great. Yeah. If you like us, if you think we're great, head on over to patreon.com/Duckfeed.tv.
Yeah. Give us your hard-earned dollars and get cool stuff in return. You can get episodes early. There's tons and tons and tons of exclusive content. You can get access to the Slack channel. You can pay to make Gary play bad games, which I think is very fun to do. That's always a good time.
People keep doing it.
Look out for Skyward Sword. Watch out for Fireball. It's 2022, y'all. I'm just saying.
Good fucking Lord. Yeah. We actually do say no.
Yeah.
To things a lot, but also you can still go spend money and get yes to something.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll say yes to one of your choices, just not the Skyward Sword choice.
Nope.
You can also leave ratings, reviews, and tell your friends. Specifically, telling your friends is very, very useful. So recommended.
Absolutely.
And take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Watch out for that Delta variant.
We'll be back next week, or next episode, with New Avengers number 25.